Hello friends, in this video I want to share my experience of working on plein air. All the process are divided on three phases: search location, working on location and drawing. Finding location. It can be specially allocated time for searching or just by usual walking for your daily needs. You can notice an interesting place. For convenience, I divided locations on three types. Location interesting for observation. Some area where happens something interesting process. Usually it's somebody working area. It's always interesting to observe how other people are working. Place comfortable for drawing. Very quiet, in the shade of the trees. Clean air, not many people, so it's peaceful recreation place where nobody will disturb you. Exciting view. Some interesting unusual construction, special design, popular location or unknown secret place that maybe only you know. Of course, characteristics can be mixed, but anyway I prefer to make accent on these three characteristics. That helps to categorize locations in my list. When you find place, put it on your list. For example, I have text file on my computer where I write an address with short annotations. Put some significant details that characterizing the place. This list helps to economy time because you can choose place to go regarding to your actual mood or timetable. When you in tough shadow, then your list of location is very handy because you can approximately estimate how much time you will need for reach the place and make a drawing. Also in annotations can write type of paper and what kind of materials is better to use, because sometimes you can see at the beginning which paper format and materials is better for particular view. For example, I usually use A2 or A3 size paper. If a picture requires a lot of small details, I will take big size like A2 format. Any small detail are make influence on your workflow. So you need to do some experiments to practice different materials, to study more characteristics, to make work process naturally flow. It requires a serious study and a lot of practice. Rough or glance paper, ink pen markers, color markers, soft or hard pencils, and etc. Just experiment. Working at the location. When I come to the location what I decide to draw from my list or accidentally, first of all I will look around, observing location more precisely. I will walk this area back and forward and very careful look around to find the best point of view. Better to check more different angles and points of view. This also helps to see more elements. I can make several small composition sketches. Sometimes it can be decided to draw two or more pictures at the same location. Also, I think how wide I should capture the environment. Draw whole street or just one house or just only shopping window or even particular electric pole. Or it's better to divide this view on a couple independent pictures. I always ask myself why I want to draw this place, why it important, what is important here, what makes me excited about this place. And then need concentrate attention on these elements and ignore or subdue minor details to the main. Also I'll try imagine all sequence of my further drawing process. Some words about working conditions. You always have every kind of annoyances at the plein air. Curious pedestrians, noise, mosquito, strong wind or not perfect weather. It always too hot or too cold, have rain or etc. It will be never perfect conditions for drawing outside. So just go out and start to draw. You always can find some shadow or find canopy to shelter from the rain. First of all, plein air is adventure. You're going to learn something from real existence, so should be very calm and attentive like a student in library. More things you will notice, more material you will able to invest into your work. All this makes the difference with drawing that you can make just from a photo sitting at home in your soft chair. How I draw. Thumbnails. It's small sketches about 4 or 5 cm size. Use them to define composition. To define main shapes and silhouettes and proportions of the elements. Sometimes I have very clear image in my head, but still I often prefer to make some thumbnails, because I love to make interesting composition with sophisticated structure, and I want to be sure that all composition parts will be on the right place. Thumbnails helps you to understand what exactly do you want in your future drawing. Work on thumbnails are divided on these steps. Analysis. Find basic elements of composition. Then define role of each element, somewhat special characteristic or personal shape. What is the role of this element in the general composition? After I compose all elements in one harmonious unity, for this I usually experimenting with dimensions of different elements to decide how many attention each element will take. Also sometimes too strong perspective convergence will create unnecessary empty space on your picture, so be sure you check every small details like this when you make your thumbnails, small sketches, because it's very good to economy your time and don't stuck on this mistake when you will draw big picture final format. And finally it becomes pertinent to think about paper size and proportions for final drawing. Start to draw the final picture. Draw final line without erasing. Better to discipline yourself to draw only one touch. Without opportunity to withdraw. This challenge gives you some adrenaline and also makes very fresh and lively result. Usually I start drawing from most important interesting element. It's a composition center that attracts the most attention. Or can be totally opposite. I start drawing from the periphery, from secondary background elements, to prepare atmosphere or put the finishing touch by drawing the composition center. So can vary different approaches according to your current workflow. Just important to keep in mind the solid feeling of the whole image until the drawing will finish. No panic about mistakes, just keep drawing. Often it will naturally become insignificant when you finish picture. If you try to make a lot corrections, it will only attract more unnecessary attention to mistakes. Better to prevent these mistakes in your next drawing than stuck on it. Why plein air is cool? On plein air you can discover things that can be noticed only from real life. Photo or video, all the stuff from internet will be always far worse than your personal experience of actual being. They are like semi-manufactures made by someone, so you will miss a lot of interesting context. Also, drawing on plein air gives you opportunity to see things in different point of view. This kind of active contemplation gives you reason to look inside things, to watch processes around. Also, is great training for fast drawing. Thank you friends for watching this video. Also, I plan make new video for each work aspects on plein air. How I compose in my drawings, how I choose in materials, what is inspiring me, etc. Subscribe my channel, and if you have any questions, please write in comments. With pleasure I will give a detailed answer.